What's up, good people? Eric Taylor, Taylored2U Coaching. Gotta take you on a journey. There's noise and everything, but I wanted to talk about the Scorpio and Scorpio rising. So, the rising sign, the Ascendant, right, the AC, in your first house, when you're looking at your astrological chart, okay, the Ascendant is where when you were born, where the sun was rising in the east, okay? So if you're a Scorpio, right, that's your rising sign. You can be Virgo, a Libra, a Scorpio, a Sag, you can be all these different other signs, or a Scorpio or Scorpio rising. But it sort of maps out the whole zodiac wheel, the 360 degrees, 30 degrees in each house, right? So that means your second house most likely would be Sagittarius. Your fourth house, your IC, would be in Pisces. Right? Then the opposite of that, the 10th house would be in Virgo. The opposite of the AC in the 10th house is the MC, your career, your midheaven. The opposite of the Ascendant is the Descendant, the DC, which would be in Taurus, right? Your other half. So a Scorpio, who is that, right? We're not talking about the sun, although the Scorpio sun, moon, and rising, can all have kind of these similar traits. So the Scorpio rising. It's good to be in nature, right? Because the scorpion's outside, and then it kind of deals with transformation, death and rebirth, power, control, sex, the occult, deep investigation, debt, joint finances. So that Scorpio rising is fixed water, ruler of the 8th house. Right? So when you're dealing with fixed water, these people, they are intuitive, emotional, psychological. Scorpios. What's fascinating, right? The Scorpio rising, they see you. They see through you. Okay? And don't be alarmed or scared. They're not really judging. They're analyzing and assessing. They want to know. Are you real? Who are you? Are you for real? Are you BS? Are you what you say you are? Are you kind? Are you faultful? Are you full of crap? Scorpio will know. The Scorpio rising will know. Okay? It's a very deep energy because it's ruled by Mars and Pluto, okay? So, if you know what that is and what that's about, okay, you're talking about some energy that is empathic, intuitive, not really afraid of life or death. Most Scorpio rising people, they've been through some stuff in their life. You can tell. It's not that they just have a deepness in them that you're like, you're drawn in. They're magnetic. Now people are very attracted to them. All eyes will be on them. But people can either be drawn to them or repelled away from them. You can be very afraid of them because people sense their power. They're so magnetic. It's a great sign for acting. If you can, Tom Cruise has it. A lot of different people have it. Because that outer mass that the world sees, that Scorpio energy, it can be very... It can dissolve, right, like a Pisces, but it can sort of like dissolve and morph into anything. It's the death and rebirth, deep investigation. These people would be great police detectives, scientists, researchers, right? Psychologists, sexual therapists. They're not afraid of any subject, any topic. They're comfortable blurring the lines, and they want to learn and know everything about you. But trust is the biggest thing for Scorpios. If they don't trust you, they won't deal with you, won't get with you. They sense right away when they meet you that you are full of it and fake, and they want nothing to do with you. They're intense. They are magical. Can be psychic, can have very powerful dreams, intuitive. But remember, they can also hurt themselves. The Scorpio and the fixed signs, you're dealing with the adrenals, elimination. You're dealing with, the root chakra. Okay? So this is an energy that is very, connected to the gut, to, the genitals. So sex is going to be really the main thing for Scorpio, rising, moon, and the sun sign. They can be into the occult, so astrology, metaphysics, all different types of things. Anything that a lot of other folks are scared of, or, mysticism. Scorpio risings are like, I want to learn about that, bring it on. Okay? They're not really afraid of anything. And they've been through things. So, if you know that you're a Scorpio rising, and you need to know your birth time, but, chances are you have visions and dreams. You might see the future or see through people. You might be able to predict some things, but you have to be open to it. You have to meditate. You might want to live near water, or you might just, be connected to the ocean. Now, with Pisces in the 4th house, that means you're going to have, illusions, delusions. You're going to have your own concept of what home is, and your roots, and your I see, right? You're going to have it to be so unique and different from most people's. I mean, very normal, but just, it could be your friends or your family. It could be you want to live near water, or just have a certain type of vibe or spirit with your family, your kids, your spouse. Now, with Taurus in the 7th house, your other half, you might marry a Taurus sun, Taurus moon, or a Taurus rising. You also need to look at the Juno in your chart, and I could do your birth chart, Taylored2U Coaching, right? Tweet at me at Taylored2C. Hit me up at Taylored2Coaching.com for all my coaching programs and birth charts. Birth charts are $75. Detailed birth chart report, 12 houses, full report, and a custom video summarizing just everything that you are, all right? And I'm a Virgo with a Capricorn moon, and yes, I am a Scorpio rising. So I'm speaking from what I know, but I know a lot of other Scorpio risings. And there's trust is key for love, and if a man in his chart, you're also going to look at the Juno and the sign of the 7th house, right? So maybe a Taurus for the Scorpio rising, but for the man, you want to look at the woman's Venus, okay? And for the woman, you want to look at the man's Jupiter. But that Scorpio rising is going to really they're going to rock your world. They're going to give you everything. They're going to throw themselves on the altar. Some people could say they could be like the psychological martyr, I wouldn't agree with that, but I would say that if there's no trust, there's not going to be a marriage. Scorpio rising people are not going to just marry anyone. They're going to really investigate and make sure they're sure that you are legit. They want that deep, long-lasting love. They can be funny, lighthearted, like to play, but overall, there's something very serious about them. You see it in their eyes. There's a depth, a mystery. Even in their laugh, there's something behind it. And they're not crazy, and Scorpio's sun, especially Scorpio sun signs, get a bad rap. Oh, they're just these, arrogant people who want to have a lot of sex. No. So different. And the rising is different too, because you don't know what their sun sign is, right? I'm a Virgo sun with Scorpio rising. But Scorpios with that rising sign, they, they're going to be aggressive, that outwardly mask their energy, and with the Mars energy. So that's why it's such an intense fixed water. And then that Pluto, it is about investigation, death, and rebirth. And we're still learning more about that Pluto planet, but it's fascinating, and for me, I'm learning more about my Scorpio rising as well, and all the rising signs. And this is the first of my rising sign series, and I'll get to it. I'm doing birth charts for people, relationship coaching for couples, so many, different things that I got going on. My medical astrology with my chronic illness coaching program, right? So like the Leo rules the heart. So Scorpios, they do have to worry about, I guess for a man, prostate cancer, for a woman, different, issues with reproductive organs and stuff like that, the adrenal glands. The key is, especially with all the fixed energies, and Scorpio's fixed energy, and so would be the 7th house for Taurus, it's not holding on to things and letting it go. That's important and key. And that really helps the Scorpio and just how they deal with things. Look at this beautiful world and sky and nature, So that Scorpion then rises to the Phoenix because it's always transforming. And you'll notice the Scorpio risings, they might like to switch their Facebook picture, or they might like to change their hairstyle, or they'll transform their bodies, or just, different things, tattoos, piercings. I'm not into all that stuff, but this is not about me, even though I'm a Scorpio rising. It's just, all the different Scorpio risings out there, what they, can and might be into. You're going to find that they're highly intelligent people. Can be shy, but it's really because they're just observant. They study. That's how they can morph to so many different people for acting and stuff, because they really analyze and study people. They remember everything you said. They pay attention. They listen. Acting is listening. That's why I've always been a great actor. Never made it rich and famous, but I was doing my thing and making good money as an actor. I'm still in the Screen Actors Guild. You could reach out to Eric Taylor. You want to cast me for a role? And now I do a lot of writing. But you have to understand, Scorpio rising people, this ascendant, it's mystical, it's powerful, it's to be respected. And they're very attractive. They're sexy people. People are just drawn to them and their energy. It's fascinating. And what's interesting, they might not be aware of it early on in life. And then later on in life, they start to understand the power. Like what is it with Spider-Man? Much responsibility, much is given to you, so you have a great responsibility, whatever. And so it's like they can go through your heart, pull it out. They have to learn to be still and calm and patient with themselves. Not be so, they could definitely, I guess some people would say they could be, conspiracy theorists. I hate that term because, it's just a term to throw people who are brainwashed off of the truth of real things. But, whatever, conspiracy theorists, they can be, very magical, maybe into magic. I'm not, but stuff like that. And also they can be very hard on themselves. Good sense of humor. They can make fun of themselves too. They don't take themselves too serious. They can be humble. Very confident though, as I know I said in one of my rhymes, I'm humble, confident, and cocky. That's a good way to sum up a Scorpio. But they will share minimal information and then get as much information as they can from you without sharing that much about themselves. Now for me, I'm different because with my Virgo, and the Mercury, I have no problem sharing, But Scorpio Sun, Scorpio rising with a, I don't know, maybe with a different air, like a Libra Sun and a Scorpio rising, they might not share that much. Libras don't really share that much anyway. They're good at getting stuff out of you and listening to you, but they're not going to tell you that much about themselves. And that's the Scorpio rising, But I could definitely see them with a Taurus, depending on what the sun sign is. Maybe your Taurus rising might work good for them. Dating or being in a relationship with a Scorpio moon. They're not going to really be cheaters. They're going to be pretty loyal. But if they feel like they can't trust you, then all decks are off the table. All cards are off the table. Who knows what they'll do? And they're something else. And remember, Scorpios, just in general, it's a very powerful sign. They know how to get what they want out of people. They can be manipulative, but they can also just verbally know how to say the right thing to any person, anyone, anytime, anywhere. Not to say that they're not genuine, because they are. They're just slow to trust. And when someone's slow to trust, then, they're not into necessarily just revealing anything or everything about themselves. They have to know that you are the real deal, and then they will show you all of their realness. And there's so much depth to them, it can be overwhelming. Scorpios can be overwhelming. Some people say they can be extremely jealous. I don't see myself as the jealous type. You'd have to ask my wife, but I don't, I've never gotten into some fight over a girlfriend or wife, like, oh, you're da-da-da. Now I would, of course, in terms of protecting, don't mess with mine. Don't ever do that. But Scorpio Sun is different from the rising in that sense. The Scorpio rising is not particularly gonna be like, are you looking at my woman? None of that silliness. The men and women a little bit different, but I think the Scorpio women, they might be bad at choosing their men. And the men, they could sleep around until they find that they found the one that they can trust. And the women, they could be more aggressive sexually and be, because Scorpio women in general, the sun signs especially, they're the queen. They're going to pick their partner, their love, their man. They're not trying to hear your game or your Mac, okay? The men, they can swoop in and surprise you and Mac you when you don't even know what happened to you. Next thing you know, you're in their apartment and it's over. I'm not talking about necessarily me. I'm just saying, Scorpio energy is, man. Scorpios with Scorpios, relationships too much, and Scorpio rising with a Scorpio rising, I wouldn't recommend it, but you always got to look at the whole chart, I always say, reach out to me at Taylored2U Coaching at gmail.com. You give me your location, year, date, time, birth time, and we'll figure it out. And I will help you break down your career, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your parents, your children. This astrology can really help you in, unlearning things from your childhood, dealing with things that, you might have buried. Definitely helping you with medical astrology as a chronic illness coach. The Aries from the head all the way down to the Pisces to the feet. Excuse me. It's important. You want to learn these things. You want to learn. I know as a Scorpio rising, I get annoyed with people that just think astrology is some stupid thing that you see in the newspapers every day, your daily horoscope. No. It's no joke. Doing the research and breaking it down, it is no joke. Intense. And everything makes sense. From the first house to the 7th house to the 4th to the 10th. And I can break it all down for you. So hit me up. Scorpio risings, hit me up. If you know that you're a Scorpio rising, you probably already know your chart, but you might want to know more. You might have just put it into, astro.com or Astrology Cafe or this one, whatever. But you might not have ever had someone break down your chart for you. So hit me up, Taylored2U Coaching at gmail.com. I can do that for you in an extremely unique way as a life coach and help you with whatever it is you want to learn and know about your career, your love life, your siblings, your parents, your children. I've helped out a lot of people with all of those situations and helped parents get birth charts for their children turning 21 or a teenage child to help them, guide them with their careers and schooling and education. Each one of us is designed uniquely, and it's all in the chart. Okay? I saw things in my chart that showed my father's murder. Blew me away. Sun, Mars, Mercury, Pluto, all in my 10th house in the Placidus chart, all in my 11th house in the whole house system chart. It breaks it down. Okay? Scorpio rising. Don't be the scorpion, be the phoenix, death and rebirth. And that Mars and Pluto energy is deep. Intense waters, deep, still, very deep waters. Scorpios are not afraid of any topic, no fear. They do have to learn how to trust. Some of them can be paranoid and think people are out to get them. Just be positive, show your light, meditate, Scorpio, drink your water, be open, be real, be honest, be passionate, be kind, be the mystical, magical Scorpio that you are. Alright? Eric Taylor, Scorpio rising in the house. And just remember, you can have Libra or Scorpio in your 12th house. In both my different, birth charts, in one of them I actually have Scorpio in my 12th house, in Placidus, and the whole house system, we've got Libra in my whole house, in my 12th house. So it just depends, that's what's kind of fascinating, that you learn about the birth charts and about astrology. Alright, so let me break that down for you. It's only $75. All right. Scorpio rising, Scorpio ascendant. You are fixed water, Mars, Pluto, ruler of the 8th house. And you probably have Gemini in your 8th house if you're a Scorpio rising, which can be interesting. Because Gemini is mutable air in your 8th house. And the 8th house rulership, right, is that Mars-Pluto energy for Scorpio. And you put Gemini there with the Mercury. Yeah. All right. Reach out to me, Scorpio rising. Let's do it. Let's get your birth chart done. Taylored2U Coaching. All right. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, Scorpio. Enjoy this beautiful weather. We've had a lot of rain out here lately in Arizona, and finally the sun is out and the cooler weather is here. It's a good time for Scorpio. And now we're in Sagittarius season. All right. Look out for my Sagittarius video coming soon. We're still on that cusp of revolution right now, you understand? All right. Bye, Scorpio rising. Scorpio ascendant. Later. Meditate and drink your water, Scorpio. And don't be so hard on people around you and loved ones. Don't write people off right away. Just because you can see through them doesn't mean you know everything. Don't judge. You don't want people judging you. All right? Be real about that. Peace. And smile. Show them your magnetic energy. Taylored2U Coaching. Okay, Scorpio rising, Scorpio ascendant. I wasn't quite done yet. I do have to say one more thing. Taylored2Coaching.com, Taylored2Coaching@gmail.com, Instagram. Follow my social medias. Please on YouTube, subscribe, share, and like the video. I don't just do astrology. I got videos for my chronic illness coaching, my self-esteem coaching for kids, and my relationship coaching. If you really pay attention, it's really the whole family, right? Chronic illness, you tend to think of adults or seniors, elders, relationships, young love, married, established love, right? And then self-esteem, confidence for kids is for your children. Back to the Scorpio rising. Intense with their eyes and their look, right? The eyebrows, piercing. They're going to be at the party more of the chill, observant type, analyzing, just absorbing, just paying attention to everything. You might think it's shy, whatever, but that one-on-one conversation, they're going to blow you away. And that's where you'll find out more about them, or they'll kind of pull you in and suck you in too. This magnetic energy that they have is amazing. But you'll see with all different Scorpios, even when I think about Tom Cruise, my niece Sydney, myself, the eyebrows, the intense eyes, they got a interesting, nice jawline. But they are definitely fixed water, Mars, Pluto, 8th house, intense, right? And they have to learn to let go of things. They're going to deal with crises and this death and rebirth because things will keep coming up and you got to let go of the past. So those are the lessons that the Scorpio risings got to deal with and learn, and try to meditate more so they can be, intuitive and the empath that they are. Should probably keep a dream book too, because you have some strong insight, visions, and dreams, Scorpio rising. It's my advice to you. All right. So get the birth chart done. Hit me up. Taylored2Coaching@gmail.com. Check out the website, Taylored2Coaching.com. Soon I'll be sending out my mailing list and be teaching some classes online. And you can sign up for my relationship coaching program, chronic illness, or self-esteem coaching confidence program for kids. All right. All right, Scorpio rising. And just remember, so that 11th, that 12th house should be Libra or Scorpio. If it's Libra, going to be a lot of balance in your life, the end years, the dreamy state or whatever. Your second house, your values, right? It's going to be adventurous. It's going to be fortunate, lucky, optimistic, because it's ruled by Sagittarius, the second house. So you could go through the whole wheel, right? The ascendant, the descendant. You go Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, right? That's how it, well, and it should go Aquarius, you know, that's how it should go. Mine skips around a little bit, but that's a whole nother thing. But it's Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn for me, Pisces. It's fascinating because everybody's 12th house breakdown can be different. And then it can be different from the Placidus chart to the whole house system. You know, and look at both on astro.com, because for predictive astrology, the whole house system might be just a little bit better. All right, Scorpio rising. I love you from the heart. That's why I did you first, because that's me. I'm a Scorpio rising. And yes. Oh, and you know what they will do sometimes? They don't like people that are not intelligent, and that's true of me. I don't have patience for stupid, ignorant people. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm trying. But I gotta be honest, right? And then they kind of, you know, they want people that live life. They don't want this, you know, they're not into the so-called experts who haven't experienced anything. You know, you got to get out there and get dirty and live life. Been through some stuff. Like your boy E Complete, Eric Taylor. Goodness gracious, you know me, I've been through everything, right? Righteousness. Shout out to the Bahamas. Love and prayers to y'all. New York. I'm a native New Yorker. I miss you, New York. All right, Scorpio rising. Be intense, be patient, be kind. Yes, you're confident. You can be shy, reserved. And also, you'll know one thing about a Scorpio rising is they're, you know, very serious. Even when they're silly and having fun, or if they're partying and drinking, whatever, they'll still talk about serious topics. People come up to you in a party, oh, what do you think about this? You ask the Scorpio rising, what do you think about it? They're going to tell you what they think. Straight shooters. Somebody said, oh, what do you think about Donald Trump? Satan. All right. Hit your boy up. Taylored2U Coaching at gmail.com. Let's get the birth chart going. Scorpio rising. Whew. You are intense. Learn to let go and have fun. Enjoy life. All right? That's all of you. God bless. Taylored2U Coaching. It's getting later in the day. All right. Bye, Scorpio. Ascendant.